Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another day at the shed. It is currently about where am I going? It's currently about 10:30, 20 to 11, and we are not really much closer in our final goal for getting this sill off. Obviously I started drilling out the bits yesterday, but unfortunately my brother showed up a wee bit sooner than I had anticipated, so he ended up taking me home and I got to watch most of the Formula D. Unfortunately, by the time that it got to the final four, I was pretty much sleeping. It was kind of weird because in the final five, I think most of them had byruns, some of them had accidents. Like, granted, there was a lot of accidents, but be all end all, by the end of it, I knackered those wheels, eh? Oh god, no, that was a mistake. I knew that I curved the wheel earlier on, but I didn't think it was kind of that bad. Like, whoops, that's real bad. To be fair, I got these wheels cheap. Anyway, as I was saying, Formula D, Ryan Turk came out with the win, and unfortunately, he ended up with a bye run for getting the whole championship for that round. But anyway, so getting back onto the Berlingo. No, it's not a Berlingo, it's a Peugeot. That's a Citroen. Gonna get back onto the Escapade. So I called it the Eskimo because it's blue, and Escapade, I'm not gonna say that. So, whoop, hello. So getting back onto the Eskimo and gonna get to cracking with getting on with the I need to put that. Since I called that thing a creeper, it's just kind of hating on me all the time now. Gonna get onto the drill, get onto the little bits and bobs. I did start yesterday making pilot holes for bigger drill bits to go into, so carry on with the rest of that anyway, see how far we can go. Nothing's stopping us now, just need to get this bit done. And we'll be cleaning the chassis up as we go. Just when we get to the point where the whole sill can come off, we'll start cleaning up everything else and make this van perfect for the time that it comes to getting sold. Thing is that I've had a workhorse before, and the thing is that I love that car. That was an MG ZR, and it was a 1.4, and it was 105 horsepower. It wouldn't go over 90, and I loved it because it could corner like a mother hucker. Anyway, with this thing just came at kind of the right time for me to get multiple car insurance and to be able to, what I thought was doing my valeting. Unfortunately, we're still not even at that point yet, but living in the high hope that by the time that this is actually finished, we might end up having a generator. I'm not going to cross my fingers with that because my luck, but still, there's always a possibility. Anyway, so I'm going to carry on with getting on with pilot holes so that I can eventually just proper go into them, and shouldn't be too much of a hassle, just a lot of trying to find every single spot weld, which is going to be the biggest nuisance of the day, safe to say. But by the time that I've snapped my fingers, I'm living in the high hope that I might have actually finished pilot drilling the spot welds and maybe actually start to taking the whole thing off. But until then, we'll see. Nope. Fingers haven't got it today. Hello again, welcome back. Progress. Half. As you can see, the bottom sill is essentially almost completely gone. Spot welds are a pain in the rear to find, and especially to really yank off. Obviously, it was never really meant to be removed at all, so understandable. I have gotten to the point where all I need to do is just drill out the last of the pilot holes that I haven't done yet, like these ones for example, just because I got to a certain point yesterday and I didn't properly do them when I got back in today, which I should have, because the only ones that I did this morning were the top ones. So those are all properly out, which is great. The inner sill doesn't look all that bad. The only thing that I did make a minor boo-boo on was this little panel up here that I didn't realize was there, and I managed to cut into it a couple of bits. But thing is that hopefully with some of the leftover material that I'll have from doing a little bit there, so what I'll end up doing is just taking that, sticking that in there, plating that over. It's not a big deal. Thing is that surface rust, but that is already kind of going anyway, so just worth kind of plating over at the moment. So I'll eventually cut that out, but not at the moment. I'm still so focused on doing these spot welds, so unfortunately is what it is. But we are making progress, which is the main thing of this. I think I've been at it now for about 3-4 hours or so, which is really ridiculous to think that it's taken me this long just to get to this point, which is infuriating, but it's all part of the game, innit? More experience, people. Just need more experience. Safe to say. I wouldn't imagine this will be the last time that I do this, so maybe not on this car, probably not on that car, but regardless, I would imagine that I'll definitely be doing it at some point again soon. So, but I'm gonna see about getting the rest of it off, and because that is, well, I mean, realistically that's almost halfway. If I get this bit off along the side here, if I get all that off, and I get all the ones around the back off, get all these off, get those done, and then that should be us. Well, I say that should be us, that should be us apart, and then from then on in, it's cleaning everything up underneath, like all the little surface rust under here, which, as I've said, this is totally sound. This is all good, and I know that's surface rust. So cleaning all that up, and then pretty much just waiting for a new one. So aye, good progress. Gonna get back onto it, just see how far I can get, hopefully get the rest of it off by the end of the day, but your guess is as good as mine at this point. I did end up taking the door off, and I'm probably going to end up having to take this door off as well. I haven't looked into that bit yet, but it doesn't look, I can feel this gonna be a pain already. Living in the high hope that it shouldn't be too much of an issue, so gonna crack on with the rear, crack on with the front, crack on with the top, and then that's us done. Job's a good one. Next time that we'll be here, click away, should be finished. So we're back again. This is definitely going to be a 2-day job, or at minimum 3, max, maybe, I'm not sure yet. It's been another 3 hours and we are currently here. So I've just finished up, other than this bit here, we have completely removed the whole bottom end. So now I was just in the process of getting started into this little cranny off a bit. But the thing is that it's almost like starting over again when you're at the top. So I have work tomorrow and I have about 5 hours left until then. Well, till I'm in bed asleep, essentially. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up here and come back to it tomorrow, and hope that I should actually, in saying that, I'll get down here for about 2:30, 3-ish maybe. For the time being, we're gonna kick it off tomorrow and see about getting the top end done. Once that is done, which hopefully shouldn't, I say it shouldn't be too much effort than the bottom. Thing is that I do actually have to slide this sill out from under. I'm pretty sure it stops here, but I have to slide that out from under here, and I can tell you right now that it does not want to come away easily. Thing is that I've broken so many drill bits already. I've broken 2, 3, 4 and 5, half by lying on them, half by them just breaking from use. So end up needing to go and get some new drill bits. I feel like I'm gonna get an actual miniature pry bar as well, because I do have my, regular one, but this is a bit large for trying to get into the nitty gritty of it. So I'm gonna see about getting another one of those as well tomorrow. And yeah, she's almost looking sorry for herself. Almost. This van is something else, held together by hopes and dreams, safe to say. Like, but by the time that I'm finished with it, it won't be the same case. I'm hoping that by the time that I'm finished everything on this van, by then I'll be happy enough to sell it. So anyway, for the time being, I'm gonna get cleaned up, sorted out, and head home, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello. It's been about a week, and it's safe to say it's been the worst week of 2022 so far, from trying to figure out the whole work thing and wage thing, and as it turns out, I'm pretty much stuck on 280 quid a week until May or June. So hey, there's that. Yeah. Anyway, had a really crappy Friday, went off to go and get an alignment on the Corsa B for the second time. That basically resulted in being a very clapped out track rod end that has been overdue to get a change, really. So ended up couldn't do the alignment anyway. To get to the place that was doing the alignment, I have to drive about almost an hour from my work, which is a big nuisance. On top of that, I also needed to go and get a couple of parts for the thing that's sitting at the garage, and they are at my parents' house, which is also another 20 minutes. So I'm around about like an hour away from home, and as it turns out, the spare key for the house isn't there. So I can't get into the garage to go and get the parts. I end up driving back to Tor, where, as it turns out, the key for the thing that's at the garage, John has it, and John wasn't home. So, as well as the fact that I had a really, really horrible day at work, I came home, my brother came over, dropped off some stuff, and I had a good long conversation with him because I think he could tell. I was very sad. Anyway, oh, that's another thing. I've had a pretty horrible week. The weather's been hellish, and on top of that, the Peugeot Sill isn't as simple as I thought it was going to be to find. I thought I found one, emailed the company, they were horrendous at responding. I'd asked them numerous amounts of questions, sent them a ton of photos, and they would just keep on consistently asking me for more things that I'd already told them and sent them. So, as well as the fact that it took them about a day or two to get back to me each response, to the point that 4 days later, and eventually they told me they don't have the part and they don't have one that would fit. So I was like, cool. It took me another day and a half to find the right one, email a good company with good response times in comparison, and they had confirmed the fact that they had one of my Sills in stock. So that's now ordered. The Corsa B's track rod end is also ordered, but I also ordered it a new fuel filter too. It's the one thing that I haven't done on the car. I've changed the spark plugs, I've changed my washing machine's on. I changed the spark plugs, the disc, the pads, the oil filter, air filter, put on an aftermarket one instead. So it looks baller. And yeah, as I said, the only thing that needs done on it is the track rod ends and the fuel filter, and maybe a couple of bushings underneath. I do have a set for the front anti-roll bar, so I do have bushings for that. I'm not 100% sure about how the condition of the bolts are for it. Pretty sure they're pretty good, but we'll see and find out soon at some point. With the fact that we also now have the surprise, I guess, my particular car that I've had since 2000, and I have no idea, about 15. It's been about 7 years since I've had it, and it's been off the road for around about 4 of those years. So it's finally completely almost finished. Well, I can put in a clip here with the car running for the first time after about 3 years. So by all means, enjoy that. Hey, on you go. A very happy time in our lives. Safe to say the car had been there for long enough, and in the family for long enough as well. So we'll get onto that when we, get there. So we're going to be heading down to the garage tomorrow, introducing the new, I say the new toy, it's not the new toy, it's the very old toy that's new to this channel that is going to be very soon sold. So it's going to be a very quick introduction. I don't have much to do on it, but I know that I have a lot of the interior parts to put back into it. Just a couple of things that I just need to address, and yeah, there's not really much work to do to that. But it's definitely going to be something to have at the garage for the foreseeable until it's sold, and it's a perfect place for it to be. So, and especially after so long of being at my parents'. So I'm very happy to finally have it home. It's been way too long. We're going to be going down to the garage and continuing on with the spot welds tomorrow, and I got all the tools that I need to pretty much finish the whole job as well. Not really much to note other than today I'm going to be making a start on this board with the things that I need to add. I have entered into the Northeast Drift event. Considering it's a first event, can't really expect for everyone to know about it immediately, but managed to get a booking for it. So that'll be on the 7th and 8th. Oh no, it's actually here, but my days. Clever. So yeah, I think first official drift event that the car will be going to, I think on the Scottish Drift Championship front. I'm not 100% sure if the car will be ready. Not maybe the car being ready, I think the car will be ready. I don't know if I'll be able to organise everything by the time that I need to be at the Scottish Drift Championship. So it's kind of a crunch time. It's annoying because of how crap my week's been. I was going to use today as just a recovery day, essentially, because I really needed it. Anyway, so plan of attack for today. Tomorrow, go back to the garage, start on the Peugeot, see how far we can get, and take all the rest of the spot welds out. I think we're gonna get on to pretty much just primarying it. With the fact that the Sill is bought and it's just on its way, it's just gonna be a case of just welding it in, and that'll be it. So good place to be. We'll get as far as we can get, and it's gonna be a good time. So be worth kicking about for. It's gonna be good. Anyway, see you there.